Okay. So, all right. So the way they are setting up these problems, they are actually helping you much. For example, if you look at this problem, they're saying basic computation test P1 minus P2. In the exam, I'll not say this. Like, I'll not make this easy. I'll say kind of this. So you have to like, we'll cross the bridge when it comes to it. So okay. So for one binomial experiment, 75 trials produced 45 success. For second experiment, 100 trials produced 70 success. So at 5% level of significance, there's the claim that probability of success for the two trials, sorry, the two experiments differ. So first of all, it's two population. Next, uh, it's a proportions problem. And is it chapter 7 or chapter 8? This is chapter 8. Next. So if it's chapter 8, we start with H naught and HA. Actually, we can start with writing what we have. So we have N1 equals 75 and R1 equals 45. N2 equals 100. R2 equals 40. No, sorry, R2 equals 70. So, I mean, I know I'll need this. So I'm writing P1 hat equals R1 by N1, which is 45 by 75. So 0.6. P2 hat is 70, R2 by N2, 70 by 100, so 0.7. Alright, so now step 1. Step 1 is H naught and HA. And it's a proportions problem. So we are dealing with P1 minus P2. And they wanted to test that they're different, not like bigger or smaller. So not equal to 0 versus equal to 0. So if they're different, that means P1 minus P2 is not equal to 0. Okay, so it's a two-tail test. So that means rejection region shall be, next step will be test statistic. And the test statistic shall be, let's look it up. Okay, so P1 hat minus P2 hat divided by something. Now a new thing comes, it's P bar. So what's P bar? P bar is R1 plus R2 by N1 plus N2. So P bar, so first of all, P bar is not the test statistic. P bar is something we need. It's R1 plus R2 divided by N1 plus N2. R1 plus R2 is 45 plus 70. Let's do it. So on the top is 45 plus 70. And on the bottom is 75 plus 100. So 175. So 0.6571. So that's something we will need. And the actual test statistic is z equals p1 hat minus p2 hat divided by dot dot dot. Okay, so z equals p1 hat minus p2 hat divided by square root of p bar 1 minus p bar I'm sorry, 1 by n1 plus 1 by n2. So on the top is 0.6 minus 0.7. On the bottom is 0.6571 times 1 minus 0.6571 times 1 by n1 plus 1 by n2. That means 1 by 75 plus 1 by 100. And we take square root of the whole thing. And it's minus 1.38. Okay, so that's done. Now it's a two-tailed test. So your rejection region shall be so reject H naught if Z bigger than ZC or Z less than minus ZC. So what are those? So here lies ZC, here lies minus ZC, and how fat should be the tails? The tails should be 5% fat. That means this tail is 0.025, this tail is 0.025. So 5% fat. Now, okay, so this is what you can do. So if area right of ZC is 0.025, then area left of ZC equals 0.975. Let's look for 0.975. We find it here, which is 1.96. So ZC equals 1.96. Okay, now what happens for us? So we see that minus 1.38 is actually lying between ZC and negative ZC. So we cannot reject. So hence we fail to reject H naught. Which means the two proportions, like two population proportions, like P1 and P2, they're not different.